I'm Teresa and I suffer from schizophrenia. Teresa's dad died in 2001 in a car crash. It was known that he too had schizophrenia. It all started when I was 5 and I was hearing voices. They're watching you. And when I was 12 I started seeing things.
Hi Teresa, how are you doing?
Good, Tay, how are you?
How was school today?
It was weird.
That's not good, it should be fun. What are you looking at? There's nothing there.
And then I started feeling the symptoms. I became isolated and paranoid.
Reliant on drugs.
Your dog just died.
Inappropriate laughter.
That's not something funny. Teresa, you look disgusting.
Poor hygiene.
I haven't showered in a couple days. Hi, I think my daughter has schizophrenia. I think she may need help, but she's resisting treatment, and I can't really drag her there. Can you send some people to pick her up? Thank you. Young lady, you need to come with me to the hospital when you see a doctor. Stop. No! Stop resisting. No! No! Hi, Teresa. I'm Dr. Wong, and your mother tells me that you may have schizophrenia. Okay, I just want to tell you the 5 types of schizophrenia. There's the paranoid subtype, which is the presence of auditory hallucinations or prominent delusional thoughts about persecution or conspiracy. And then there's the disorganized subtype, which is the disorganization of the thought process. These people may have significant impairments in their ability to maintain the activities of daily living. There's the catatonic subtype, which involves disturbances in movements. Affected people may exhibit a dramatic reduction in activity to the point that voluntary movement stops. And then there's the undifferentiated subtype, which diagnosed when people have symptoms of schizophrenia that are not sufficiently formed or specific enough to permit classification. And then there's the residual subtype. It's diagnosed when the patient no longer displays prominent symptoms. In such cases, the symptoms generally have lessened in severity. The cause of mental health is schizophrenia runs in families. So, do you have a family member who has schizophrenia?
My father?
Okay. It occurs in 1% of the general population, but occurs in 10% of people who have a first-degree relative with a disorder, like a parent, brother, or sister. You've been showing the signs, your mom says?
Yeah.
So, social isolation, increased paranoia, because you have become emotionless. I can tell. There's such thing as positive symptoms and negative symptoms, and positive symptoms are when their psychotic behavior is not seen in healthy people. People with positive symptoms often lose touch with reality, and these symptoms come and go. There's delusions or false beliefs that are not part of the person's culture and do not change. Hallucinations, which are things a person sees, hears, smells, or feels that no one else can, like voices. Thought disorders are unusual or dysfunctional ways of thinking that happens when you're disorganized thinking. Movement disorders may appear as agitated body movements, and you may repeat motions over and over again. Negative symptoms associated with disruptions in normal emotions and behaviors. They are harder to recognize as part of the disorders, can be mistaken for depression. Symptoms include affective flattening, is the person's range of emotional expression is clearly diminished. And ablation, it's an inability to initiate and persist in goal. Some short-term effects of schizophrenia is that voices can direct you to inflict self-harm, and you won't be able to judge and control the temptations and resulting difficulties associated with drug or alcohol abuse. Some long-term effects of schizophrenia is that nearly 1/3 of those diagnosed with schizophrenia will attempt suicide. About 10% of those with the diagnosis will commit suicide within the 20 years of them beginning the disorder. The relationship of schizophrenia to substance abuse is significant, and death prematurely from other medical conditions such as coronary artery disease and lung disease is not uncommon. This mental health issue is treated, it's considered a lifelong condition, which is rarely cured but rather treated. The primary treatment for schizophrenia is medication. Unfortunately, compliance with a medication regimen is often one of the largest problems associated with the ongoing treatment. Psychotherapy is not the treatment of choice for someone with schizophrenia, but it can help maintain the individual on their medication, learn needed social skills, and support the person's weekly goals. You get self-help, which is going to therapy, or you can help out with your family members. There's some treatment in Connecticut, the Schizophrenia Treatment Center at the Institute of Living in Hartford, at the Hartford Hospital. You can call the assessment center at 860-545-7200 or at the Prime Research Clinic at Yale University, New Haven at 1-866-287-7463.
After seeing a doctor, I got medicated with fluphenazine, which controls my hallucinations, delusions, and confusions, and now I also go to a group therapy and got help at the Schizophrenia Treatment Center. If I didn't get help, then this physical effect could have caused death, drug abuse, hygiene, self-harm, lung disease, and leading up to suicide. The schizophrenia affected my mental health by causing me to have hallucinations and delusions. I could have lost support from my family, and I also heard voices and I became paranoid. Schizophrenia influenced my social health because I could have lost my friends, my family could have gotten angry with me, I became isolated, and my medication addiction drove me away from my family and friends.